So one of the key ingredients in a hot pot is your stock or broth. Now here I've got one chicken carcass that was left over. That's got the neck and the back and all that good stuff. And I got some pork bones. I got about a pound of pork bones. You can do this pretty much any way you want. There's no set rule. But if you wanted to make a vegetarian stock for your hot pot, you can do that as well. We're going to cover our bones with water, and we're going to bring them up to a boil, and we're going to blanch these off to get some of this blood out. And so we'll bring it up to a boil, and we're going to cook it for about 30 minutes boiling, and then we're going to dump the water. I'll be back to show you here in a minute. Alright, as you can see, I've gotten a lot of gunk and everything on here. We're going to turn this off. We're going to wash the bones, and we're going to wash the pot out, and then we'll continue making our stock after that. That's kind of a nasty process, so I don't really need to show you that. Alright, as you can see, I've washed the bones, I've washed the pot, I've put everything back in there. And put some water in here. I'm going to put a big hunk of ginger. Throw 4 cloves of garlic in here. I'm going to put a little bit of salt in here. Not much, just a little bit. And go ahead. We're going to add a little more water. And then we'll bring it back up to a simmer, and we'll simmer this for about 2-3 hours. Alright, we're about halfway done cooking our stock. I've been skimming off little bits of fat and any foam. Now a lot of people always ask me why I blanch the bones, and they're like, oh, you're throwing away a lot of flavor. Well, not really. You're throwing away the bloody, gunky, nasty stuff. This will still be a very flavorful stock without all that blood and stuff that comes out. That stuff notice how this stock is clear. Without blanching the bones and getting rid of that gunk, you'll never have a clear, clean tasting stock. Stock made this way will be very clean tasting. Now if you don't want to blanch, you could roast the bones, and then they don't mess up the soup, but they do give a different flavor. So anyway, that's why I always blanch the bones and then wash the pot out. I want a nice, clean, clear stock. Alright, I got some oil heating up over there in the wok right now, but let's talk about our ingredients that we're about to put in there. I've got 10 cloves of garlic. I've got 4 green cardamom pods. I've got a teaspoon of szechuan peppercorn or prickly ash. I've got half a teaspoon of fennel seeds. I've got a few fermented black beans that have been dried. I've got some cinnamon bark. I've got 4 Star Anise. I've got a few red chili pods. The type you use and how many you use is really going to be up to you. I've got some ginger, nice big hunk of ginger. I've also got some chili black bean paste. Now this paste and the black beans are going to be kind of salty, so we have to keep that in mind. But I want about 1 tablespoon of this, and some of the oil it's in. But there we go. See how that's bright red and shiny. Anyway, see it's got black beans and chili. Anyway, it's good stuff. I'll be with you here in just a second. Alright, I've got about 3 tablespoons of oil in the wok. It's getting pretty warm. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw my ginger in here. And garlic. I'm going to get them flavoring the oil. I'm going to cook these for about a minute or 2. Alright, our ginger and garlic's been cooking for just over a minute. Now we're going to put our bean chili paste in here. I'm going to cook that for just a little bit until it kind of starts to smell, and we can start to smell it. We'll throw everything else in there. See how it's turning that oil nice and red? Oh yeah, we can smell that now. Go ahead and throw everything else in here. Oh, and this smells good. I could eat this right here. Alright, now we're going to start to put some broth in here. And we're going to strain this. And then when we get the broth in here, we're going to take about half of this broth, because half's going to be spicy, half's non-spicy. And we're going to put this in here. We'll bring it to a simmer, and we'll simmer this for about 20 minutes. Alright, our hot pot's coming up to temperature. We're not quite there yet, but we're getting there. I'm sitting here on a little gas burner. Now, what we've got here, I've got some meat. I've got some ribeye. This is from American style Kobe beef. I've got some daikon radish, some mushrooms, some more mushrooms, lots of green veggies, cilantro. Anyway, I'll show you what I'm going to do with a couple of those here in a minute. But for now, we need to start putting some things in our broth. Now, I tasted both broths. The spicy one has got plenty of salt. The non-spicy one does need some more salt. I kind of figured it would, because we didn't put anything salty in it. But the spicy one, because we put all the black beans, it's got plenty of salt in it. But just taste, you know, because you want it to taste how you want it to taste. For the non-spicy one, we're going to throw a little bit more ginger in here. We're going to throw some big hunks of green onion in both sides here. Now we're starting to bubble on both sides. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our daikon in here. We're going to do about half in each side. The daikon takes a little while to cook, so it kind of needs to go in early. Same thing with a couple of our other veggies. It's got nice stalks. We're going to go ahead and throw these in here. And I love this veggie in here. It's got a nice perfume to it as well. You want to put some of these other veggies in here first, because that helps flavor the stock. That way your meat tastes better. I'm going to go ahead and throw some of this in here. Of course, we're going to go ahead and throw some mushrooms in. These take a little while to cook also. Go ahead and throw all of our mushroom in there. Now the enoki mushrooms, we'll throw them in later, because they cook pretty quick. Alright, now what I've got here, I've got for my dipping sauce, I've got some of this garlic chili paste. You saw me make that a while back. I'm going to put some cilantro, some green onion, and then I'm going to mix this up. Whoa, that mixed up awful quick. Yeah, you know, I cheated. I did it off camera. Anyway, let's come back over here and look and see what's going on here. We're going to throw a little bit of cilantro in here, especially on the spicy side. Give everything a mix here. And all I got to say is it smells really, really good in here right now. Beef is what for dinner. Now I like lots of veggies when I cook hot pot, but I still like the meat to go with it. You can use any meat. You can use chicken. You can use lamb. You can use any kind of seafood. I mean, it's really up to you. So. Yeah.